All righty, here we are, Tuesday Talk. Good morning, everybody. Hold on one second, making sure we got everything going right here. Lex is popping in here. Got to get his camera set just right. And once he does that, we will bring him on. How is everybody doing today? We are ecstatic. We made history this weekend with Lex Joon and his Never Quit team, winning the IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series event at Milan, Michigan at Darana Raceway. Cannot thank the IHRA enough for putting that on for us. I'm about to turn on Lex's camera, but he's got his head down right now. Let's see if we can't get him to pick himself up here, or maybe it's my problem. Let's see if we can't work on that. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Patrick. Senior Chief running around over there. Good morning, everybody. Let's see what's going on. Lex seems to be frozen. Yep, he was frozen. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Well, I'm still on some kind of cloud, but
Sure.
getting into the reality. Yep.
I'm sure. Where's that Iron Man at? Where's he at?
Sitting here beside me.
Look at that bad boy right there. Look at that bad boy right there.
What do you think?
Man, look, man, I got chills just because I know what it took to get there. I know what it took to get there, man. It was an incredible journey.
They did.
How long has it been? How long has it been that you've been in the U.S.? 14 years?
So
12?
12 years. Yeah. Yep.
12 years. And you didn't start racing right away. You know, it took a little bit of time for you to set up. And when was your first race in the U.S. then?
The first time we were able to get back to the track again was in 19. So
2019. So you've been back at this for 6 more years on the track. It took you 5 years to establish a team, 6 years of racing, ups and downs, new crew members this weekend.
Yep.
And you and I both said it when we saw each other Friday. Something felt different, didn't it?
Yeah, it started already on Thursday. We had an issue with the generator. Generator broke down, V-belt broke. And then I thought, okay. And then I was thinking, well, luckily it happened today, not tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday, because you have no time to fix it, because we had to find the belt. It took us, the crew, a couple of hours to fix it, because you have to take the radiator out. It's a lot of work. So I thought, okay, it is. If this is what it is this weekend, then let's see if we can make this work. And that's basically how the whole weekend worked. We had all kinds of issues.
We did.
We really got nothing for free, but it was all like it was coming in the right moment.
Yeah.
I ran the semis. I was sitting in my car to get out, and I hear a big bang under me, and an airline blew out. And then I thought, okay, well, there you go again. You know, it might have happened when I was in the run, and it would have destroyed the run. Those things kept coming and going. So, and I'm not a guy that shows off so quick, but you can look at footage and videos. At a certain point at Sunday, I said, we're going to win this race, and somehow it worked out.
It all worked out.
We talked about it. You know, it's like we cannot lose this race. It's like it keeps coming, and we certainly did get not handed. Some people said, yeah, well, there were only 5 cars. Well, you know what?
I don't care how many cars there were. We had to put a car together 3 times.
We had to race 3 of the 4. So, and nobody gave it to us. We set the best ET every run. We were the quickest car every run. We had to go after it every run. Probably every also run. Why we won it, because you know what? There was no Byron, nothing. We had to go for it. So Gerda and I were able to find the tune-up to make it happen in the final, because as you saw, the final was, you know, Mitch King.
Mitch King.
He was on it. He made a really good pass. He just repeated his best pass, and we beat it.
We beat it, and that's it. I don't. I want to go back to the Gerda thing because Gerda got her first win as a crew chief,
Yes.
and she nearly collapsed on the starting line. I don't know if you got to see that, but we surrounded her up there, and we could not be happier for her and the pinnacle of her career, I guess, right? The highest point, the highlight, all those guys that have backed her and been there and just keep telling her how look, you've got this, you are smart enough to be here. You are not you're not a fake. You're real. You are absolutely real. And I felt so good for her. And I don't know if you saw it, but I was like running after you at the after the race. Like, I can't believe he did it. Everything has come together. All the little stuff that went down. You know, we had the rain and the delays all day on Saturday. We didn't even make a run.
No.
We had to load it back up. We come in first thing bright and early Sunday morning. I don't know what time you guys got there. I brought donuts at like 8:30, I think it was, and it was already starting, right? We're already looking at what can we do? How are we going to make this better? The feeling for me, and I say from the outside looking in, but I'm really on the inside. From the outside stepping away, I saw a crew this weekend that that I hadn't seen with you guys for quite a while. The way that the attitudes, the conversations, the smiles, it might have been tough, but they just kept going and nobody got upset. No, there was no tool throwing. Things were cleaned up. Things just flew like fluid. It just kept going, and it was a wonderful thing to see, man. It really was, man.
This was really an army. This crew was again, and we talk about this a lot.
Well,
you cannot do this without a crew, period. And this weekend proved it. We made some changes in the crew because Gerd and I, and you probably as well, we knew we dropped the ball in Columbus. We should have been in the final, and we basically had a fair chance to win Columbus. So I was really disappointed in myself that I just did not make the right calls before we went and make some changes in the crew. So that's what I did for this race.
Yeah, you pulled a couple guys out. I want to talk about that real quick because we were in the winner's circle and you made sure. Well, you got interviewed at the end and you made sure to say something about Tim.
Yeah.
Talk about that relationship with Tim real quick, and what it meant for you to get Tim to get a win.
Okay, stop me because I can talk about this for hours. You already told me you need to be shorter in your answers, and because it's like it's so overwhelming, and I always before I start a conversation like this, I always think, oh well, I hope I can say something, and then it starts going and it never stops. So, but Tim is going. Basically, he worked for I don't know how long for the big teams out there. His last job was for Ron Capps. Ron Capps won championships in IHRA.
Yep.
He decided that it was enough because he wanted to spend more time with his family because those touring teams are on the road all the time. You hardly see your family. So he stopped doing that. He stopped racing and he started working here at DSR at the shop. So he's fixing blocks and heads and all the jazz. And I met Tim when he was working for Ron Capps because he was doing cylinder heads, and so now and then I had an issue and I'm running DSR heads. So I went to Ron Capps' trailer and he always helped me out with fixing a head when it was a small repair. So that's how we met each other. And I don't even know how it happened, but I ran into him and I asked him a couple of races ago if he would be interested to help us out for a race. And I did not expect he wanted to do it. Because you know what, we are just a small team, and for a person like that who is used to work with 2-3 trailers around him, all the parts and pieces you need, everything is available. And a team like us, we really need to scramble all the time, fix stuff because it's broken and you don't have something else, so you need to make it happen. But he said, you
Right,
know what,
right.
I want to give it a try. Okay. And then he said, yeah, you know, there is a conversation that you both are hard to work with, but you know what, I want to give it a try. And you know, there are always talks, and yeah, I know we are not really easy, but that's because we know we can do it, and we want to have the best out of everybody. So we are, yeah, maybe chasing some now and then people. Um, we made a race together, and he came back. He said, you know what, I enjoyed it, I like it, it's really cool, and I don't see anything wrong. Yeah, if I can, I want to do more races. That's how that started. Tim is, for Gerda and me, it's not only for me, also for Gerda, the biggest reason we achieved this. His attitude, his push, his work, not only at the racetrack but also in the evenings and in weekends. That's what's making the difference here. That's what got us over the hill. And then he started introducing people we don't really know, or we know, but if I approach them, they won't be interested to work with us. But now he is approaching them, and he said, "Well, you know what, Tim, if you're there, yeah, sure," and they come over. Um, this is how that's going. That's how the snowball starts becoming bigger. And this
Right.
weekend was the first weekend that we had basically in every key position people in place that were veterans, know what they are doing, work for the big teams, and understand what it is to work under pressure and get it done. And you know what? This is the result.
That Ironman right there is the result of a team effort, no doubt. Let's talk about that real quick. You mentioned veterans not only in NHRA and big teams with Ron Capps and John Force. You know, Squiggy worked down there at John Force, and he came down to us. He's been out for about 7 years, I think he said. And
Yeah.
you know, yeah, he said he didn't know if he was ever going to get another one. And
You know
you
what?
know,
He was also monumental to this race. He's been out for 7 years.
absolutely.
And I asked him, and I expected he would say no. So I thought, but this is a really friendly guy. He just started a
Very.
new business here in Brownsburg. He's has a chassis shop. He's doing amazing work. And then, you know what? I needed a glitch guy because that was, and I knew he worked for John Force. He was John Force's glitch guy. And
Yep.
I think, you know what? There is some kind of Dutch saying that's, you got to know. Let's see if you can turn it around in a yes. I just asked him and I said, I understand that you cannot do this. I don't even say you don't want to do this, but you cannot do this. I offered him, and he came back the next day. He said, okay.
All right, let's go.
I knew we are on something.
We
And
are
then
onto
I
something.
told Tim, I said, Tim, we got him. He said, awesome. So that's how that worked. Go ahead.
You talk about having veterans. I want to show this picture real quick of everybody. That's the team that put this all together for you, and you're in the middle, and you got that big never quit right there, the Save 22.
Yep.
You know my story. I know your story. But there's people on your crew that have their own stories, and
Yes.
4 of us were veterans, armed service veterans. Rick's a retired Air Force first sergeant like myself. Chris was in the Army. Steve was, I think he was Vietnam, right? Vietnam era, right?
Yep.
Marine, Army.
Yep.
And we are known to be difficult to work with.
Yeah, there you go.
Because we are committed, we are goal oriented, we know what we have to do and we do it. And what I saw this weekend, and what I always see with Rick and Steve and Chris, is they know their job and they do it, and they do that first, and then they go out and they help somebody else. They stay on task, they complete what they need to complete, and then they go find something else to help with. You also have a kid on your team named Alex. And Alex was your clutch assistant.
Yep.
Alex and I shared a moment this weekend where he shared some stories about himself, and I think this race win meant so much to him personally, from his struggles, sleeping in his truck, not eating for days to buy so he could buy medicine for his dad. You know, he went to college to be a mechanic, to be a racer. He really, really wants this. What was what did you say to Alex after that race?
Well,
Because you know how much it meant to him.
yeah, and it's at the end, it's really emotional. That's what
It is.
comes. You know, I've seen. I was at the end of the track. We won that race, and I thought I would be really emotional because thinking about it before I went in the car, I think I need to get away from this because I need to do my job. But watching the videos, watching those big old guys crying, and Alex is just starting.
Just starting.
But he is so grown up in his thinking, and he's so understanding about what's going on. And yeah, he was with me at the previous race in Columbus, which a lot just
a lot
didn't
happened.
help. And it is what it is. But he was the assistant, and he's been thrown under the bus. And I told him every time, listen, this is not you. Understand that.
Right.
So, and he told me his stories. So I know a bit about him. So I know when something happens, and if something goes wrong, he hates it. And I always tell him, this is not going wrong. It's the same girl that does. It's not wrong. It's not going wrong. It should have been done better. Now you know. So let's go. So Alex, I put Alex more in charge before this race. He was grinding. He was taking care of the clutch discs, make them all ready. He was making packs. There's all people don't understand this, but they only see us at the track. But all the work is done in the shop. It's all about preparation. Preparation is key. When you've got a good prep program to the race, you got the best chance to win. So he did all the clutch work that needed to be done. And he told me nobody ever gave me that chance. Nobody ever teach me what to do. He said, but now I know what's going into this and what needs to be done. I understand so much more about what I need to do here. So he was really proud on the packs and everything he made, and he did a perfect job. So he went to the track, and then Squick, who was the clutch guy, he showed him everything he done, and Squick was perfect guy. You're on it. So when we won this race, he said, I really got to feel I was a part of this, and I told him, you are, and you can be proud of yourself. You put this on your resume as a win, and you were just not only cleaning the tires, but you were a real big part of this.
Absolutely.
And that's so important for his career and for his self-esteem and knowing he can do this. And, I talked to him last night for a little bit.
Good.
He became from, I think I can do this, to I know I'd be a big asset to any team I'll work for.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's a sign of a good leader that you make sure that the team members know where they fit into the big picture, right? Why they're doing what they're doing and how it affects the others. Alex is great at knowing that, and I'm very impressed with him. And
I'm proud.
He's
really proud.
He's going to go far. He's going to go far.
He is going to be big. I know 100% sure. I know one day, and it will take a bit, especially in racing, as we all know, you need to grow into it. But I know one day, and I probably will be a bit older than I'm right now.
I don't know if we're going to be around for that one, but
I was on the start of his career. And,
that's right.
And going into that for a little bit of time, that's one of the reasons I love racing, to see these type of things happening. Because I know there are probably 5-6 guys out there right now working full time for the big teams that started with us. That's something let's call it giving back, but that's something that keeps me going. And look around you. Look at Gerda. When we met, she was working at a grocery store. She is the big star now in IHRA drag racing, and she is an NHRA. Only NHRA just don't really want to allow to make it a story. And I'm not talking bad
No,
about it. But
not at all.
here
Not
she
at
had
all.
a chance to shine. And you know what? You just already said it. But that for me, if you go all the way to the top, to put Save 22 in on top of this together with Gerda to get a light on her, that was for me the biggest thing we achieved this weekend, because at the end of the day, I just proved myself that I can still drive a car and I can
That's
make
right.
a difference as a driver. That's
That's
cool.
right.
And it's teamwork. And, so now and then your crew chief help you as a driver, and sometimes you help as a driver, you help the crew chief. And in the final, and that was another thing, came that all together,
Mhm.
I got a 050 reaction.
You did. You did.
And I didn't put it in deep. I just did it, and because my crew chief told me before we started the weekend, the race, she told me with some kind of smile on her face, you need to do something about your reaction times, right? I said,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. And because in qualifying it was bad, but that's because there was all kind of other things going on which took my attention. So I was on it. So I think I had an 80 light and a 70 light, and then in the
Yeah, you
final,
did.
I pulled
You
a
did.
50 light, which that's pretty amazing. I amazed myself, and then the run itself, it went boom, it went down. And the only thing I was doing, I was pushing that throttle through the floor, and I promised myself, no matter what happens, I just let it go when I see the finish line. And just
Yep.
before the finish line, that motor expired, and it's
Hey, I want to talk about that real quick because Jesse's on here. He's talking. Jesse and I were talking. It only has to hold together for 4 seconds, and we held together for 3.96. So
it was 3.5, I think, but it was enough.
was it? Was it okay? And you know what? We did it. That's all we did, and it had to hold together. It held together for that long. It made the run. Jesse's another one of those guys that was a big name crew with a big name crew that
Yes.
you know came into some tough times, and he's down here with you, and he has confided in me that we reinvigorated a fire in him just by working with you. The
Yeah,
team effort, the environment.
he told me something, and he that totally surprised me. We were packing everything, and he said, "Well, you probably don't know this." He told me, Gert and I were just together. You guys probably don't know this, but something like, you really helped me a lot. This is amazing, and I think I did not realize that. But Jesse, that's another guy. He came on board for this weekend, and he came through Tim. Otherwise, I would not have reached out, and he probably would not have done it. Jesse is one of those that fitted in, boom, like a glove right away. He made a difference. And to be honest, every team member did. Ricky, Steve, doesn't matter who it is. If one make a mistake or just don't do his job, this car won't run. That's why this is such a difficult thing. It's not like if you ask Tony Stewart, he will tell you, NASCAR, hey, if you make a mistake, if somebody just forget to put a nut on, or I make a mistake as a driver, I got enough time to make it work anyway. I will come from the back and we'll win the race. And he will tell you, drag racing is none of that. You got just one chance, and everything needs to be perfect. So you need all your crew members to be perfect. That's what happened.
How do we let's transition over to your mindset, right? You're a European champion. You won everything up over there.
Yeah.
And you say, I'm going to go race with the big boys and try to live the dream. It takes 5 years for you to get a team together. It takes 6 more years for you to win that race. Were there ever times when you just thought, I'm going to pack this in?
Yeah.
Was there ever a time when you felt that way? And what did you do? What did you tell yourself? How'd you keep going? I think that's what's important. You see me sitting over there during the race. You're doing your race car stuff. I'm talking Save 22 stuff, talking with people. And, so many times my story comes up or their story comes up, and it's, I was ready to quit, but I didn't. And now here we are. What were those tough times like for you?
Well,
right? How did you get through all those things?
I'm still not through it, to be honest. But
No, not at all. We all struggle.
it's and that's why, and I will give you the story, but that's why I can relate to what you are doing for Safe 22, because
Right.
that's a constant struggle, and the only thing you try to achieve to close a day with the mindset that you achieved something, and you learned something, and you could help someone.
Right.
Good, and I always say, if we can save one life, if we can get one guy to the good side of thinking, it's worth it all. But so we came here in 13, and we came, one step further back. We did not expect that we would get a green card to be able to live here in the US, because not a lot of people know, because especially what went down the last couple of years. If you want to live in America, forget about it. There is hardly any chance that you will be granted to live here, because it's not.
It was a process. It was a process for you. It took you a long time.
Yeah, so we hired an attorney, because we raised in 9 and 10. We raised here in the US, and Gerd and I had something like, yeah, well, that's it. We were screwed, because this is what we want to do. And European racing, fine, but we won everything. Hard to find sponsors, because drag racing over there, yeah, there is a big fan group, but that's it. You won't find sponsors. But if you want to beat the best, you need to go. If you want to be the best, you need to beat the best. So it's here. So we hired an attorney and said, okay, let's see what we can do if there is a chance to live in America. She said, well, that's going to be a problem, and I might can get your work visa. I said, no, that's not going to work, because I don't want to take a chance that they're going to send me back for whatever reason, because that happened to a couple of friends of us that were living here, work visa, they're sent back. They now are living in Spain. So I said, I'm not going to do that. Or we go and we stay, or we won't go. And then she started working for us, and then she found that because of the achievements we had in European drag racing, that would be a good case to make. So that's where she started working on. She presented it, and then it came back that, yeah, we want to have those people over here, because they will be a help to the country. They will be an asset. I needed to send in a business plan, and they asked me, okay, if you're going to do this, are you going to hire American crew? I said, yes, okay. And then we got the signal, yeah, you're good to go, and good to go. And Gerd and I did not expect that. So, and that happened in March or April. We had to go back to the American embassy, interview. We had to go to doctors, had to be screened. We had to take shots. Then I got a phone call from the American embassy. Mr. Joon, yes. Are you going alone, or do you want to take Gerda with you? I said, no, Gerda and I go together. She's my wife. She said, well, she might be your wife here in the Netherlands, but the American government, because we had let's call it a gay marriage.
Civil partnership.
Yeah. So because Gerda didn't want to marry, because she said, we both been married before, and I don't want to jinx it. So I said, okay, that's good, all right. So
she's so superstitious, man. She's superstitious.
So hey, you know what? If you want to bring Gerda, you need to marry her, because otherwise she's not allowed to come. So we ran to the city hall to get officially married, and then we got a green card, and it was April. But then we had a business. I had to sell the business. We had horses. We had to take care of that. We have family that we need to tell, hey, guys, we are going to leave you. We had a house. Racing. We had everything. So we started planning. And Gerda, before that happened, Gerda asked me, so what do you want to do? Do you want to go, or do you want to stay? I said, well, she said, understand one thing. You're
good. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm losing your. Okay.
No,
so,
you're good.
Okay, so if you don't do this, you always will regret it, because you never know what could have happened. So I said, okay. So I told her, give me an hour. So I was thinking about it. I said, okay, book a flight, and I told her one way, and we went
one way.
One way. So we planned everything. We ordered a 40-foot container, put the race team car, everything in it, and our belongings for as far as it fitted, and we went. And we came here October 1. So 2013. But then we are here, but we don't have anything. We need to find a job. We need to start working again. We rented the storage unit. We put the race car in there. It was sitting there over the winter. And then you start building again. And that's why it took so long till 19 before we could get racing again, because I had to work hard. We both had to work hard to find all the money to get the car up to spec again. So NHRA allowed us to run it again. And license again, because I was out of the car for more than 2 years, and that's where it started. And to get back to something else you told me, we hired a crew, an American crew, through a crew chief I hired, and the first race we run was the US Nationals, which people ask me, why the heck are you going to the US Nationals? It's the biggest race in the world. I said, yes, right. But what are you going to do there? I said, I want to be part of that. That's why we are here. We are here for drag race. And so Friday night, first round of qualifying, we blew up the motor. So the motor had to come out. My crew chief fell. He hurt his leg or something, and he did not come back the next day. So I said, okay. So I told my crew, okay, let's get the motor out. Let's switch the motor out, and let's understand why that motor broke down. And then one of the American crew guy came to me. He said, Lex, I need to talk to you. I said, okay, what's going on? He said, well, you know what? If you want to do this the European way, forget about it, because we are not going to work for you. I said, sorry, what do you mean? He said, this is not how it's working. I said, I don't understand you. He said, well, you're not going to order us what to do. I said, okay, but this is my team. Yeah, we don't care. So that was a big reality check. So going back to what we were talking about before, to put a team together, it took me until last weekend to put a team together that understand our thinking, are on the same page. But the cool thing is, the cool thing is, John, that it got us this guy.
Yeah,
he made it happen, and
all those struggles.
And there we go. Now we are full circle, because Save 22, all the struggles you guys, your veterans, are going through. You know, we were struggling big time. So one more, at a certain point, going through all of that and all the struggles, I put never quit on the back of my rear ring. You see, and I put it on there for myself, because every time I'm walking back into the pits, I see that rear ring and I see never quit, because I had to convince myself that we needed to go and go and go and keep going, because we knew we could do this. But how? So I put it on there. And what happened then is, you know, I found out about veterans, because we were running into people that were missing a leg or an arm, or what's going on here? You know, we are newer here in the US. I've never seen that. What's going on here? Well, then you realize this country is always in some kind of war. 9 out of 10 for others, not even for ourselves. We are trying to help others. And those service men and women are giving their lives for it. Well, we need to help them. Then you find out that we lose at least 22 veterans a day. What? We lose 20? What? Suicide? No way. Yes. Okay, this is it. We need to work something out. And the never quit thing, and our veterans came together. And not only that, people stopped me and show me their tattoos and never quit. I said, what's going on here? You helped me to survive. Okay, what did I do? I had cancer. I'm sorry. No, not sorry. You helped me to understand you cannot give up. You need to keep going. If I don't quit, I can get it done, because you showed me the way. Now, there we go. This is not about me, but this is about Gerda and me as team leaders to give back and to help others, because somehow, I never asked for this, but somehow the good Lord basically gave me the task to help in this way, to give back. That's what we are doing. And
you know,
yeah, go ahead.
You and I have talked about that quite a bit, that it's not about racing for you anymore. It's
No,
about racing for the others, because you've understand that you've impacted so many with your story, on your never quit attitude, that it's impossible for you to stop. And I want to talk about Team Fast Tracks, the parachute team that came in this weekend real quick, with Matt and Demetria and Nicole. Nicole specifically just commented on the YouTube page that this team is unstoppable. Where passion meets purpose, the possibilities are endless. Trust starts where vulnerability is allowed to lead. Keep fighting through those 4 seconds every time. Now, Nicole's got her own story, and someday we're going to bring her on and she's going to share her story.
yes, please. She's cool.
She's pretty amazing. I've got a picture of her right here talking to you guys. And
Gerda and she could have been.
They are quite special ladies. Quite special ladies.
Ladies, badass. Absolutely.
Nicole is a widow of a 22. Her husband took his life in 2018. She's jumping now with Team Fast Tracks. She was incredibly impacted by us, you, me, Save 22. Just a phenomenal lady. Very honored and humbled to have met her and had spent some time with her this weekend. Demetrio with his story, Serbian Special Forces over there. And then Matt Miller, what a guy with the blue skies for good guys and gals. That's always hard for me to say. I had pictures of the truck and what happened, but my computer locked up and all the files dropped. I couldn't get it on here just in time. But Matt Miller's going to join us in a after September when his kids go back to school, and he's going to talk about his story with Fast Tracks and Blue Skies, and just the amount of people that we impact every time we come to the track is really why we do it anymore. Of course, the winning is ultimately the goal. But you and I have both said it's not about the racing anymore. It's about giving back and showing that, we're not just going to talk about never quitting. We are never going to quit, and we are going to keep going. And I'm really honored and humbled that you chose Save 22 to showcase this for you, to be your partner. There's only more to do, right? Speaking of more to do, when are we going to be on the track again?
One.
Go ahead, do your thing. Say what you're going to say. Go ahead.
You know what Gert always says. Lex and I are here to put Save 22 out of business. And
out of business. Please do.
That sounds funny, but you know what? That's exactly what it is. So
it is.
And we keep you on board forever. It's next race. Basically, our next race, and that we already planned at the beginning of the year, is the U.S. Nationals, because again, it's the biggest race in the world.
Yep.
The thing is this: you have to fight multi-time $1 million teams, and I don't care. I don't care at all. The other thing is the week after the U.S. Nationals, it's the next IHRA race in Columbus, and
right.
I really
September 5th and 6th, everybody.
Yeah. Because I want to go back there and I want to win that race as well, because I know we can do it. And sure,
we had Columbus. Columbus.
Yeah, it sounds easy, which it's absolutely not. But
it's not.
We got something going here. We got the ball rolling, and we need to keep going. So we will do the U.S. Nationals, depending a little bit how many teams are there and how things come together. I don't know how many runs we're going to make, but that's Labor Day weekend. So that's here in Sydney, and then we go to Columbus, Ohio, and after that I will do the last 2 IHRA races as well, for sure, because I made that commitment, because IHRA is doing amazing work for us racers to get this going, and so we need to support them as well, because they support Save 22 as well.
I gotta tell you, I think we can go. That's a perfect segue, Lex. We can go ahead and talk about this now. We haven't made the official press release yet, but Tyler with the IHRA and I had a conversation yesterday, and we are both in agreement that Save 22 is going to offer free admission to any veterans +1 to the remainder of the Outlaw Nitro Series events that Lex Joon and Save 22 attend. And we're working out the particulars on that. But if you're a veteran and you want to attend these races, you can have free admission for you plus one just by contacting Save 22. We're going to get that worked out. The next event is, hold on, I'll tell you. Columbus, September 5th and 6th, right? So we'll come in on the 4th, we'll set up, we'll qualify on the 5th, and we'll race on the 6th. I mean, it is Columbus. We have a track record there of raining and washouts and having to race till 1 a.m. and
having a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun. We're going to take hip waders in a boat down there though this time, so we're going to see what happens. But stay tuned, everybody, because the announcement will come. We'll have the press release. What a partnership with the IHRA. Thank you to Daryl Cuttle and Tyler Shinneberry and the entire team over there that have really gone above and beyond to make this a racer's race, right? We saw so many smaller name teams, so many people coming in, so many family people being there, and just the environment, right? It was really I don't know what to call it. It was special. It was a great weekend. It was phenomenal. I can't wait to go do it again. I wish I had some pictures of how bad that motor got ate up at the end there. I didn't get any. We were all too excited. And, thanks for taking the time out this morning, Lex. Really, I cannot thank you enough for the support that you've shown Save 22. Myself personally, the friendship that I feel that you and I have is going to be a lifelong friendship. I can't wait to see you again, buddy. And thanks again for taking this time this morning. Is there anybody you want to shout out before I let you go?
Well, there are so many people. That's a little bit of a thing, It's Red Lionel, Mark Beatty. He's helping us tremendously. He's such a good heart. But we got so many supporters. I got Anthony Fox who was helping me. It's got JW and Kim, his wife. There are so many people behind the curtains that you really never hear about that helping us. Well, Gerda is my biggest rock. It's like, as you know, and as you've seen by now, she is not fake. She's the real deal.
She's not. She's the real deal.
And that's really important for me. But it's like working with you, John, working with Save 22, working with Albert, working with all your people. Like what happened this weekend, it's really giving me the energy to keep going. Gerda told me this morning she had to leave 7 o'clock to go back to O'Reilly because she's working there. She's taking care of her customers there. Lex, this could also be a great time to stop because you go out on an eye. And she looked at me. She looked at me because she already knew. Her eyes started twinkling because she knew. And then the next thing, the next thing I would like you to do, yes, dear, is I want you to go and buy a new racing suit because it's time. It's you want some money now, so I want you to look good and get that going. And there you go. She started ordering me. She's the coolest thing out there. It's like. I'm able to give back because of all the people that helping me. And hey, you know what? Some people say, well, you get some older. Age is just a number, and it's the same.
Age is just a number.
I'm in like I got sometimes that I think I need to create. I'm done. Why do I do this, Lord? Why do I do this? And the answer is because you have to. And you are here for a purpose in life. That's for all of us. That's for all.
Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a purpose.
And understand this, veterans. Understand one thing, because I will stop because I don't want to take more of your time. It's about you, but you got a family. You need to take care of your family. Don't let your family down. Because you are the one that they are all looking up to. And I go to bad times. You go to bad times. It's sometimes it's really tough. But you know what? There is always another side. Keep fighting for that one, and it will work. This one is just showing it's possible. And we are coming from a place you don't want to know about, but we got it done. You can do it too. Let's do it together.
Let's do it together. Dave, that's what Dave said to me. Whatever it is, we'll get through it together. You're never truly alone in whatever your struggle is. And if you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people, things will happen. But when you set yourself up for success and surround yourself with the right people and know how to ask the right questions and know how to take directions, things will happen, right? Let
And
things happen that are supposed to happen.
brave men talk, and you know what happened Sunday morning when I wanted to jump in the car. I think you asked me, "Do you got the coin?"
I did. Where's
And,
the coin picture?
and I was ready to put it in my pocket, and with everything I did, so I run back into the trailer and I put it in my pocket, and it's still in there. And you know what? It will be there forever, because I believe you need to believe that there is something else out there that will help you. I know the good Lord helped us to win it. And there is something for you there as well. And talk to your Safe 22 representative. Talk to me. I don't care. You can get me on Messenger. You can send me an email. I don't care. I will help. We need to keep you guys going.
Talk to that 3 a.m. friend. You know, you've made some stickers up. 3 a.m. friends.
3 a.m.
Find
friend.
that.
It's perfect job. That's another.
It's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Have that guy that you're gonna take that criticism from, and you're gonna do what he says, right? You know, we talked about my story where I didn't know what to do, and I called Hacker up, and he said, "Get on your bike and come see me." Okay, I'll get on your bike and I'll get on my bike and come see you. And then it was, well, I don't know how to help you, so talk to this guy. And I'm like, all right, I don't know what to do, so I'll talk to that guy. After talking to that guy, he said, I don't know what to do. Let's go to this guy. And you just keep going, right? You just keep going. It might suck, but you got to go. There is an end. There is an end. And suicide is not the answer. Suicide is not the answer.
No, because it's just, there's no way back from suicide. That's the problem. No. Because we know one thing: suicide is just a moment in life, and
a moment.
You cannot regret it because it's over. And life can be so great, and even if it's only the family around you that needs you, and you might think it's not because you are just in the wrong mindset. Your family needs you.
Yeah, you might just have the wrong perspective. It's okay.
100%. And it's the same what happened this weekend. I told you, and you told me, I believe you can win this. And we told each other, we are going to win this. And you know what?
We are going to win this.
Not simple. Every run we made, we had issues. The finals, we fired up the car to warm it up, and it banged it.
Yes. No spark.
Give me
my goodness.
First round.
Yes.
The Magneto didn't want to run on 2 max. And then the next one, we broke something else. And then the final, it started banging and booming. You know what? We did not quit. We did not give up. We did not thought, well, okay, this is it. Tim started working at it. We all threw our thing in it. And IHRA waited for us. And luckily we could give them the final that everybody was waiting for. That's what it is. You are down, but you're not out.
You're down but not out. You know what? That anticipation for that starting line, being able to stand there behind you, watching you do the burnout. You know, you said to me, I think we were racing Mitch, right? And you said after the run, I didn't even remember staging. I didn't remember the clearing out the pipes. I didn't see Dell do his burnout.
No.
Right. And you were so focused. And then you cut a 0.05 light and you're just like, we're dialed in. And that's what happens, man. So live for those moments. Live for those moments when everything comes together.
Yeah.
And that will sustain you. That will sustain. I promise you. Don't look at the negatives. Look at those positives. Look at the things that you've overcome, because I guarantee you that up to this point, we have survived everything that has tried to stop us. And we are still here, and we are going to keep going. And Lex, man, I love you, my friend. Thank you for doing this with us this morning. I hope this gets your story out some more. We get some people that come and want to jump on the car. We already talked to Team Fast Tracks. Matt Miller just texted me and said, hey, we want to get our stickers on your car. I'm sure you're okay with that. We will absolutely highlight Blue Skies for the good guys and gals. Team Fast Tracks, the parachute team, which, by the way, they are stationed out of Middleton, Ohio. So they're another Ohio team, you know.
They asked me if I wanted to jump with them. Well,
yes. We're going to get you to jump. We're going to come and jump into the car. We're going to have you land right into the seat, man. How about that?
Okay, well,
If I remember right, you don't even like getting on a ladder.
no.
But you'll
But you
go
know what?
318 miles an hour.
There you go. You do what you have to do. Yeah.
You do what you have to do. Lex, thank you, my friend.
Thank
Thank
you.
you to Team Never Quit. Thank you to Save 22 veterans. I had a good time this morning. I hope you did too. I really just wanted to share your story a little bit with everybody on Save 22 and the Never Quit Nitro Army. And, you know, big shout out to my friends and service members out at the 910th at Youngstown. A couple of them joined in. So thank you very much, guys. Everybody that has the support, the text that came in, the messages, the love. Hey, let's just keep going, brother. Let's just keep going. Let's go get another one down in
Never
Columbus.
quit. Be never quit, John.
Let's go get another one. Thank you, my there's my buddy Max. All right, guys. Thank you very much, Lex. I'll talk at you soon, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye, buddy.
Bye.
Hey, that was it. We had a little 45 minutes with our friend Lex Joon and the Never Quit Nitro Army in full effect. I see all your comments on YouTube. We didn't get Albert to join us today. He's taking care of himself. He's got some VA appointments going on. So, hey, speedy recovery to you today, my friend Albert. Thank you. I see all these comments. Let's go through these real quick and see if there's anything I missed. Hey, Rico, that's my first shirt. Hey, ¿cómo está? How you doing, my friend? What else do we got? Josh with the team true never quit moment. Yes, sir, it absolutely was. Matt Miller, Team Fast Track, says the crew was absolutely amazing. Those guys got to come in and get a firsthand look up close and personal with Alex and Chris and Tim and Squig and Steve and Rico and everybody that helped out and showed them a great time. And thank you to Team Fast Tracks for bringing the truck around. I wanted to get a picture of it up, but something happened with my file transfers and things got discombobulated, I guess is the words you'd use. And I wasn't able to get them up before the show this morning. So be on the lookout for those on social media and Facebook and the TikTok and all that good stuff, which by the way, I wanted to tell you too, TikTok, we can't stream through Restream, the service that I'm using, onto TikTok anymore. They changed their parameters. So apologies for that. We're going to be looking into some other ways to do the streaming here shortly. My next event, will be, well, I wanted to get over to the NHRA at Indy, but I don't know if that's going to happen. My daughter's doing her final Cleveland Air Show that weekend. So if you want, come on up to the Cleveland Air Show, hit me up. I'll get you some access to that or information on that, if you will. Lex is going to be running at Indy. Save 22 is going to be August 12th, my birthday, August 12th. We are going to be at a coffee and lunch in for Korean War veterans in Worcester, Ohio, sponsored by the Veterans Service Commission. Thank you, Sunday Porter, for that. We'll be down there in Worcester on August 12th. That's our next stop. So we'll see what happens with that. Whiskey Pete, my brother. Hey, man, you had some great shows this weekend. I saw you did a fundraiser for a fellow veteran. So, bro, thank you from the bottom of my heart, dude. I know your heart is there, and I got to get out and see you again, man. We got to come do this. Let's see what else we got. Jesse, hey, man, thanks for joining us, dude. You're on there. Chris Derby, never for a moment have I ever wondered about you as a driver. That man, 67 years old and still going. And I got to tell you, he's the first one there. And I'll take that back. Saturday morning, I was the first one there. I beat him to the track on Saturday. But he was 5 minutes behind me. It's just a little joke we got going on. So, hey, we have an amazing team. Every member was a vital piece of the winning puzzle. Absolutely. You know, Rick and Steve are two guys that they don't mess with the engines, right? But Rick gets in there right away and drains the oil, and they're taking side panels off as we're pushing the car in. He's setting the jacks to get the car up in the air. Steve manages the tires, and Rick and Steve clean parts throughout the day and throughout the runs, and everything is vitally important. Steve's constantly monitoring the tire size and the tire pressures. If you see him, you know, he takes that very seriously, and we're very glad that he does. Nicole Condry, the team is unstoppable. We already talked about that one. Urban Centurion, hey, my brother, thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Matt Miller, Nicole, proud to be your teammate. She's got to be a phenomenal teammate, man. She has to be. Chris Thurby, hell yeah, that's sick. Best of luck. Karen Marinell. So Karen is our Mike Harmon partner in NASCAR. And big thanks to Karen. I want to tell her how much it absolutely means to me and Lex that our friends over in NASCAR show us support. They shared our stuff on the socials. They called, they texted. I know that she was in contact with Albert over the weekend while we were racing. And Karen, I love you. I absolutely love you. You and James are phenomenal people, and can't wait to see you again, my friend. So if you know, Daylight. That's for you. What else we got here? A big thank you goes out to all the supporters of Lex and the Top Fuel Never Quit team. Absolutely. Crystal's on. Thank you very much. Crystal is Lex's social media guru, and she's a vital member of Save 22 as well. So thank you for Crystal to getting all that videos and airdrops and everything that she does for us. Thank you very much. We're going to talk about the truck with Matt when Matt comes on the show after September, when his kids go back to school, and he's got some time on Tuesday. So awesome. And Whiskey Pete said, yes, sir, we are going to get together. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it has happened. Lex has got his first win. He's got some national attention, some traction, to use a drag racing term. And we're going to see where this takes us, right? So stay tuned. Team Never Quit. We're back. We're on the rise. Here we go. We'll see you all soon. More to come from Crystal. She says, stay tuned and listen. If you're struggling, find that 3 a.m. friend. Find that person that you can call and say, look, man, I'm having a hard time. Things aren't working right for me, and I don't know what's going on. That's okay, right? That's okay. You've never been to this point in your life before. How are you supposed to know how to take care of it, right? It's this thing we call life, and it's amazing if you let it be. So open your eyes, shut your mouth, open your ears, and listen to what the world is telling you. It might be that you're just in the wrong place, and you need to surround yourself with better people. That's okay. Maybe you just need a better understanding of what's happening to you. Maybe you just need some direction on who to talk to, right? You never go to a doctor, get a cancer diagnosis, and just take that, right? And say, oh, that's it, I'm done. No, man, you go get a second opinion. You go get a third opinion. You do some research. You talk to people who have had cancer. You figure it out, right? And whatever's going to be is going to be. Acceptance of life, I guess, is it. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you too, my friend. Be that 3 a.m. for somebody. And if you don't have that 3 a.m. friend, find one, right? Swallow your pride a little bit and maybe understand that you do have that 3 a.m. friend. You're just not sure which one it is. So reach out to them and ask them, are you that 3 a.m. friend? Can I tell you something? See what happens. If they don't answer the way you hope, hey, find another one. I got you. And if you can't find that 3 a.m. friend, hit me up right here at Tuesday Talk. Tuesday Talk at save22.vet. We'll help you out. Point you in the right direction, or point you in a direction, right? Because whatever you've been doing hasn't been working. So, let's try again. All right, everybody. That's all I got. No transition for the closeout today. Excuse me. If you're struggling, let's talk about it. Find us all on your social medias, save22.vet, save22 veterans. Look us up. Send us an email, Tuesday Talk. I'd love to talk to more of you. Stay tuned. We'll probably have another one next week. Peace out.